Now, I'm not a fan of shop and deliver or shop and pay on like any side hustle app. You can name them, right? DoorDash, Uber Eats, Shipt, Instacart. What am I missing? Or in this case, Grubhub. Now, here's the deal. The company just announced some updates to their shop and pay platform. So on a platform that's already number 3, at least in the overall food delivery space, is this going to make us really look at Grubhub as a more attractive app? I have no idea. Let's see what these improvements are. And is it going to get me, and again, possibly you, to use the driver app more? Shop and pay is even easier with new enhanced features. Capture product information with barcode scanning to reduce errors and incorrect items. I mean, that's like Shipt and Instacart. It's shop and deliver. You scan the thing and it comes up with info. Okay. Substitute items with pre-selected backup options provided by the customer. That's good. I think some other apps just recently added that, maybe in the last year or so, maybe Shipt or Instacart, because that's the biggest time suck. That's what I don't like about shop and deliver, especially with grocery on Instacart and Shipt, are those backups, calling or texting, hey, they're out of this kind of iceberg. They got this. It's a different brand. Or do you want romaine or whatever it is? So that I like. Refund items with a single tap if the customer requested a refund and the item is not available. Anything that streamlines the process. I think that's going to be the thesis here, is how many of these things hopefully add pay. I'm not really thinking that's going to be what's happening here, but streamlining the process. Okay, I'll give you that, Grubhub. Review item quantities directly on the offer screen. All right, I need more detail. Let's take a look here. Okay, when you see a shop and pay offer, hit accept to begin and update the app as you go. What does that mean? Update the app as you go. Let's take a look at this order though. So it's a Rite Aid. It says shop and pay, clearly letting us know what it is. All right, that's fine. 3 items. By the way, pay attention to this. Drop a like on this video if you can. Big tip here. For any shop and deliver, so we teach you here the dollars to mile ratio. It's a measure of vehicle efficiency. So we want as much pay as possible and as little miles on your vehicle as possible, so you're not wearing down the vehicle. But for shopping gigs, it's more so the dollars to time ratio. I mean, it's obviously still the dollars to mile, but dollars to time focuses on how much am I getting paid and how much time is it going to take. So the less items here, it's kind of like the less miles, but the less items here for the most amount of pay. That's really what we're looking for. Because look at this, 3 items. So it's a 4 count. So just, you're getting a double of 1 item here for a ridiculous $22. It's funny, Grubhub. You use that example of a stellar pay and order, right? It's a monstrous $22.67 for 3 items. I'm taking that all day. I don't care if I'm not a fan of shop and deliver. If I see $22 for 3 items, I'm taking that, because that's the dollars to time ratio, right? But then look at the dollars to mile ratio, $22.67 for 2.2 miles. That's it's a very good. Is it a realistic example to use, Grubhub? Comment that down below. Quoted at 36 minutes, that's not that bad either, because think about it. Like, just use 30 minutes as a barometer, so there's half of my hour. If I'm getting $22 in 30 some minutes, that's pretty good, because I will definitely get, usually you'll get another run in that hour, given it's decently busy. I'm going to make a ton of money in that hour. This one's $22 already. Oh, there's our items, by the way, so you can see some order details. I'm wondering if it makes the most sense as far as foot traffic in the store, because something that Walmart Spark does really well is really dictating the best, well, in their opinion, you can manually mix it up, but in their opinion, the best foot traffic for you. So start over here in cosmetics and then work in this aisle down so you're not just like going all over the place on Spark. I don't think they really do that here. I think it just give you a category list like Shipt and Instacart. So if the item is unavailable here, it'll give us an option of what to do. Okay. Here's the solutions here. And this should be incorporating the newest announcements that we just saw. Solution number 1, you need to contact the customer and suggest replacement options from the store. That's like the old way of doing it. That's how you always do it. I don't want to contact the customer. In this new update, the default should be if the customer's already selected a replacement. Hopefully that's in the next solution here. Take a photo of the new item and message the customer to confirm it's a good choice. See, this is the time suck. I'm telling you, with grocery apps or just shopping apps in general, is you have to send the picture, hey, would you like this instead? And you're like standing there waiting, especially if it's your last item. Or you have to continue shopping and they might say, as you continue shopping, no, actually, I don't want this one. Can you grab that one? And I understand this mock order is only 3 items, but imagine if that's like 15, 20, 30 items. Solution number 2, the customer already chose replacement options. Grubhub, solution number 2 should be solution number 1. The default should be the customer already has chosen replacement options. I understand trying to get this whole thing to work smoothly here, but let's take a look. Locate one of the pre-selected replacements, scan the barcode and tap add to cart. You know, I actually did a recent Instacart, I think it was, I'm trying to remember, but it was a shop and deliver, and I had to go through this whole process, and it would have been actually, they did have recommended substitutions, but then the recommended substitution wasn't available. Anyone that's not doing this, this is how it should be. This should be the default where the customer has pre-selected replacements already. Solution number 3, the customer prefers to get a refund. Okay, here's where we should see one of the new updates here in 2023, the one-click refund. Let's see. Tap refund item to move the missing item from to do to done. Customer will like a refund. This item will be moved to done list. Okay, cool. I like that. So this new shop and pay, shop plus pay, whatever you want to call it, Grubhub, what's actually going to help us here? So not capturing the product information. I mean, I guess, but that's just kind of catching up to Shipt and Instacart basically. Yes, the pre-selected backups, again, yeah, it's catching up to some other apps that have already had this, but that's going to help you out, having pre-selected items. Hopefully they pre-selected items if it's out of stock. And then yes, the one-click refunds, I like that as well. But honestly, should you even consider shop and pay on like any of these apps? I would say if firstly, the dollars to time ratio makes sense. And listen, if it's 20 items, 30 items, it's going to be up to you. How familiar are you with that Target, with whatever it is, that grocery store, navigating that and finding like 20 or 30 items? Because I've done it. It's going to take 30 some minutes. I mean, if you figure a minute an item, now even that is a little bit longer. So as you get good, I mean, you can pull an item, every 15 to 20 some seconds. So think of that. Think of how busy is that store. Is parking a pain? Are the checkout lines a pain? Are they usually understaffed? Maybe a Walmart's. Is it a busy time of year? Is it going to be hectic, crazy at the checkout? What's your experience in your marketplace? Are customers actually putting in substitutions? Because you may do like 5 of these and say no one's putting in pre-selected substitutions, so I have to communicate with them every single time, and it's eating up another 5, 10, 15 minutes. And it doesn't seem that bad, but think about it. 10, 15 minutes on your hour, you could probably do another food delivery run in about 15 minutes, 17 minutes or so, versus just eating that up in the grocery store. Because let's be honest here, we want to eliminate ambiguity, right? With these apps. I don't care if it's delivery, food, grocery, parcel, whatever. We want to eliminate ambiguity. I want this to be as seamless as possible. When there is 0 problems, super easy parking, let's say, the food's ready at whatever, restaurant, food delivery on DoorDash, whatever it is, right? So for this, the perfect sequence would be, yeah, I know exactly where I'm going. I picked all 5 items. They're all in stock. There's like basically no one at the cash register, and it took a minimum amount of time. How often is that really going to happen in practice versus, let's say, food delivery or ride share? Which has the most snags?